Say goodbye to rumors. Apple has just spilled the beans on WWDC. What's this about Twitter being integrated into iOS? And our predictions on what the one more thing will be on WWDC. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocketnow iReview, the show where we go through all this week's cool and the not so cool inside the world of Apple's iOS devices. Let's start this week off with the cool. In the weirdest move in history, Apple has just offered a press release where they make all their WWDC intentions public. No more need for rumors. The document states that none other than Steve Jobs will be releasing the next generation iOS 5, iCloud, and macOS X Lion. No iPhones were mentioned in the document, but again, this is the weirdest move in Apple history. They never give out information on what's coming on their events, so there could be one more thing, and this could just be a game. But again, stay tuned for WWDC predictions at the end of this iReview to tell you more on what we think about it. Well, Twitter recently announced that they'll be all about photo galleries from now on, aside from tweets. And well, alongside with that, rumors have just surfaced about iOS 5 bringing deep Twitter integration with photos. Not really sure what to make of it because anything that's deeply integrated into iOS is pretty much just a button somewhere that says upload to Twitter or tweet or upload to Facebook, and that's just pretty much it. Again, it could be just a rumor, but it could also mean that iOS 5 could probably be deeply integrated not only to Twitter, but probably to Facebook, probably to YouTube, in some other ways than we currently know, so stay tuned. In another weird but interesting move, Apple has just released their iWork productivity suite to work on your iPhone or iPod Touch, meaning that, yes, Pages, Numbers, and Keynote that used to only work on the iPad were now downscaled to work on your iPhone or iPod Touch. It's an interesting move because it's kind of weird that Apple didn't wait for WWDC to release this, which could also mean that the Keynote will be so long with new enhancements and good things that, well, they just pretty much thought that iWork wasn't that important and they could just release it now. So if you already had it for your iPad, this is now a universal application. All you have to do is update it and then sync it to your iPhone or iPod Touch, and if not, well, it'll cost you $10 a piece. Well, that does it for the cool. Let's continue on with the not so cool. You would ask, how much music are you actually able to stream over the future iCloud service with the current limitation of only 2 GB of data plans on pretty much every carrier out there? Now, well, the bad news is that you can pretty much only stream 45 hours of music over those 2 GB, and that's if you only stream music, so that's pretty much less than 2 hours a day. That's really not cool, so we're really hoping that Apple pulls up something really cool off their sleeve for this event because 2 GB of data are really not cool at all. This not so cool section is dedicated to you carriers. Lighten up. Okay, so just as we do for every Apple event, what are our predictions for WWDC? Whatever we get right, hey, say we said it. And whatever we don't get right, well, we're not psychics. Cut us some slack. So, first of all, for iOS 5, we do see that Apple will work on revamping the UI significantly. We'll probably see that settings, notifications, and music are probably available all around the OS through the status bar, just tapping on it, or probably with some sort of gesture. Aside from that, well, we do see that Apple will bring some sort of multitasking UI enhancement that will look a little like Expose looks on a Mac. Even expect some multi-touch gestures to bring that out as Apple moves away from the home button. Aside from that, we do see Apple working on probably bringing widgets, though remember that's something that Android does, so don't hold your breath on that one. Apple will probably work on making their home screen icons dynamic, but that'll also look like the tile-based Windows Phone 7, so I really wonder what Apple will bring to the table because it's really difficult for them to innovate over something that works really good on Android and Windows Phone 7. So let's see what they come out for iOS 5. Okay, so for iCloud, we are expecting a whole revamp of innovative services coming to iOS devices. First of all, a full mirror of your device on the cloud. Now, how Apple's going to negotiate this with carriers, well, they'll probably just make the iPhone either a little expensive, or Apple will have to pretty much get rid of a little bit of their premium to have you know, the device costs the same amount of money, but then you'll get an unlimited data plan if you own an iPhone. Now, within these services, we do see a full mirror of your device, not just wireless syncing, but your device on the cloud completely. We also see that iCloud will work to bring music enhancements to your iOS device, meaning you'll also be able to sync your music fully to the cloud, and Apple will bring you that enhanced music for whatever pirated bad music you have there. That's going to be kind of cool. Aside from that, MobileMe will merge with iCloud, so most probably iCloud won't be free. Rumors have it that it'll cost $25. Rumors have it that it'll be free. Rumors have it that it'll cost the same $99 that MobileMe costs. So we'll see what happens, because given we don't see those many enhancements for iOS 5, iCloud will really play a big role in it. And if Apple charges money for this, they'll pretty much lose it. So, well, let's see what happens. We do see that everything works just like on the Apple TV, where your music will be streamed from the cloud, and then your device's storage will be used strictly for apps. So let's see what happens, because icons of iCloud have already been popping up. We already know how the logo is going to look, so it's going to be kind of cool, hopefully. And well, no Apple event could be the same if Steve Jobs doesn't come on stage and says, wait, there's one more thing. So what are we expecting for this one more thing to be? We're kind of skeptical, because pretty much Apple has already spilled the beans on what to expect for the event. So given we think that this is a sort of game for stocks and for competition to underestimate what Apple is going to do, we are expecting for Apple to release the iPhone 4S. We're hoping for that, but not really sure what to expect. But what if it is the iPhone 4S? Well, we are seeing Apple bringing the A5 chip to the iPhone 4S, or 5, or whatever they're going to call it. We're also expecting them to bring double the RAM, double the storage for more apps, as apps get larger time and time again in the App Store. Aside from that, we are seeing that it'll be the same iPhone 4 design with the same chassis, only that with a larger screen, and yes, Apple will most definitely work on Glass Gate and Antenna Gate. Now, we are seeing that the iPhone 4S will work on Sprint and T-Mobile as of this WWDC event, but it could also mean that Apple will probably just use the event, and the one more thing will be to launch the iPhone 4 to work on these carriers, and that'll be pretty much it. Again, not sure what to expect, so cross your fingers and hope it is the iPhone 4S that'll work on all carriers. It'll be a world phone, it'll be a faster device, and that we also get the same goodies that we also mentioned for the past iPhone 4. We'll see what happens. That's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. That's it for now.